Hey, it's John, your Gen X grandpa, and today on Jesus Flicks, I'm going to be reviewing the 2021 comedy Church People. This is a satirical look at a megachurch where the pastor is willing to do almost anything in order to draw a crowd. So, let's talk about this beast. And let me give you a quick synopsis provided on IMDb, a heartfelt and laugh out loud comedy film. Church People is a story of people with real struggles and their unique paths to discovering what faith in Jesus is all about. It starts out when America's youth pastor, Guy Sides, I love it, Pastor Guy, realized he's stuck in the megachurch marketing machine and wants to find his passion again. It stars Thor, Ramsey, Erin, Cahill, Michael Monks, Joey Fatone, and there's probably a couple other people in there that you'll recognize. It's not rated, but this would probably get a PG rating, and it's got a running time of about 96 minutes. So, the story. There is some solid storytelling in this movie, but at times it takes some strange turns and the comedy can feel a little bit off. And what I really like is at times they go way over the top, which is great for a parody or a satire. But some of the situations, it feels like they're going a little bit too far or like the ball was dropped. There's a blooming romance that's not really set up, so it kind of comes out of nowhere. But the biggest letdown of this story is that a pastor that's abused his power gets off scot-free. The story overemphasizes forgiveness between one another without providing accountability. And that's really, like I said, to me, that's the most disappointing part of this story. Characters. Many of the characters are avatars, if you will, of people you'll find in a typical church. There's the overly friendly greeter that's played by Stephen Baldwin. He's my favorite. And there's a character played by Donald Faison, which you may know from Scrubs, that I think will give you the willies just because of his approach to life and the gospel. I won't go into details about all of the characters, but you'll know that you can typically find them in your church. These are typical church people that were really part of one of my favorite parts of the film. The driving theme in this movie is the gospel enough? And Church People takes aim at churches that use gimmicks that water down the message of the gospel. There is a theme of forgiveness weaved in the movie too, but the primary focus is the lengths some churches will go in order to draw a crowd. The execution, most of the acting is good. There weren't a lot of times when I thought the acting was bad. There's one particular scene that just really fell flat for me. There are a few actors you'll recognize, and I think their performances help lift the other actors, whether they're new actors or up-and-coming actors. I think the technical details like the sets and the camera work and the sound design were all good too. Now, who's this going to appeal to? Well, this is clearly targeted at church people, right? And I don't think anyone else outside of church culture would get many of the jokes in this movie. And it's on par with many Hallmark Channel productions. Now, that being said, I think the fact that when we get to the end of the movie, everything is great, everything is golden, and there are no consequences for the people who have abused power, for the people who have taken advantage of the church, that there are no consequences for these people is the biggest failing of this movie. They went right up to a point and stopped. It's obviously not a drama, but with a comedy, you could find a funny way to hold someone accountable, and it just doesn't happen. So my final thoughts. While Church People highlights an ongoing problem in the church, and it does it great through comedy and parody, it fails to deliver a fulfilling resolution because there's no consequences for any of the guilty parties. Hey, my name is John Eugenics Grandpa, and if you enjoyed this review of Church People, I greatly appreciate any way that you support me, whether it's through a like, through subscribing, or supporting me financially over at buymeacoffee.com/John Wilkerson. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.